So here's a bit of a video about day two. Well, honestly, day two is a bit of a blur. So I know one thing. It was rainy throughout the first night. Actually, into the second day, almost all day. It was not a great day. My hands were so wet and pruny. They were just super white, and I was thinking, oh man, my hands are gonna peel, because they stayed like that until almost the next night. It wasn't all that great. So, but what I thought I would do is, because I don't know what happened on day two, I'll show you some of the safety gear. So, oops, I have lanyard, which is tied down to the cockpit floor. There's two attachment points, and this one here I connect and disconnect whenever I come out of the companionway. So I'm tied off all the time while I'm in the cockpit. This here I think is 1 meter long, and I have this harness I just bought, but also I have my inflatable harness, which is a little bigger, bulkier, so this is a little lighter, a little easier to manage, a little more comfortable for day-to-day use, because I'll be wearing it like all day when I'm out here. So safety gear, I also have what are called jack lines. Jack lines run right from those same attachment points all the way forward to cleats that are up there, and then when I do need to go on the deck, which I try and avoid, I can then slide this thing all the way along. I'm never detached from the boat, and actually I double it up and I keep it short. Yep, so I don't, I'm not anywhere closer to the edge of the boat if anything happens. Safety gear, I put lots of handholds. I could actually use some more, especially down below, and I'll fit those if I can during this trip. We'll see what happens. I mentioned in the first video, I have a Sailomat steering gear, and here I'll do a little selfie stick here. 360 mode, and this thing has been working awesome. So I think it's a Sailomat 410, something like that. I forget what the model number is now. I got it re-powder coated at QP Manufacturing in Thunder Bay. They did an awesome job. They did on that post part. It's a clear powder coating. I didn't even know they had that. I didn't even know it was a thing. So anyways, it's been working out very well. Everything is holding up nicely, and as you can see, we're running about 10 knots of wind through, and it's actually tracking really well. I'm pretty happy with it. Typically these things don't work well in light winds and following seas, so this is kind of the worst type of conditions for it, but it seems to be working out okay. And as you can see, my solar panels are mounted. I think even with this hazy kind of overcast day, what do I have? I'm pumping out 3.8 amps, which works out really good, because between my AIS system and my chart plotter, I only use 1.2. So there's a gain there for sure. We'll just pan around, take a look around. If you take a look forward, you can see the sea state. This is pretty mellow compared to what I've been seeing. There's some smaller waves, but then there's some swell too. So I don't know if that's picking up on the camera, but the smaller waves are about 1 meter. And then there's a bit of a swell, which is probably another 1.5 meters or maybe 2 meters, which is kind of long and rolling. But the motion isn't too bad right now. We're sort of heading directly down the waves, so we're just sort of pitching forward and aft. Earlier today I was on a little bit different direction of sail, and it was pitching me sideways, and it was rolling all over the place. It wasn't very fun. Okay, so let me back this up here a bit. My daughters are gonna love this. Look at my new hat. I picked this up at Canadian Tire in Halifax. Look at the ear flaps. I didn't even know it had ear flaps. Look at that. So my ears aren't gonna get burnt. And it's got this big floppy thing at the back to protect my neck so I don't get burned. Saves a heck of a lot of sunscreen, because you can imagine having to do sunscreen all the time. Okay, what's happening here? Come on, wind. Wind hasn't been too bad. It's been fairly consistent. When there's a shift, it shifts and stays like that for a long time. And it has been just like that ever since I left. There's been some shifts, but it takes like a long time for that to happen. It's not like on Lake Superior where it's shifty all the time, back and forth. As you're, going out to the foot of the Giant, you could be 5 or 6 different points of sail. Crazy stuff happens out there. So if we take a look around, we'll do another shot here. A little bee. Since I have this crazy long stick, let's do How'd you like that?